Alright, this is how to rebuild a trim cylinder. First time making a YouTube video, so hang with me. Yours probably looks something like one of these. All corroded and fun stuff. So I used a pin wrench from Harbor Freight and I bent the crap out of it. Looks like this. I was not able to remove them, but they were throwaway anyhow. So I ended up just using an angle grinder, made a couple slits, and ended up knocking those pieces off, and then you're able to open it up. And then you have this cap that you have to get off. I found it's easier if you remove. There's a ring in there, a gasket, and then like a check ring. Well, I removed that check ring, popped the ring off, and then I moved that gasket. It made it easier to slide down. Inside of here, there is 2 gaskets, and in the middle, where my pinky is right there, there is a copper thing, but I'll show you that when I put the cap together. So after you get everything taken apart, this is all you need. You need the stainless steel arm. I took a wire wheel and got rid of all the corrosion on top of here. Don't wire wheel down here. I ended up using 1200 grit sandpaper and I polished that all up so I get a good seal with my gaskets whenever I put my cap on. So this is how, when I disassembled it, it had a little gasket on the bottom of there. It has this doohickey. There's check valves and balls in there. I'll probably have to end up reusing it because these kits, it's missing this little pin. If I get to it, I'll show you. But this has check valves in there, so your cylinder can't bottom out and mess your motor up. So then you have this washer, it goes on there. This stiffener, I guess I'd call it. And then you have your spring and your nut, or your washer. Then you take your bolt, and it says here in the directions, there's a amount of torque you're supposed to put on it. I just tightened it till it was tight, because that's how they were whenever I got them off, so. It says 45 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's like tighten the cap. 15 pounds of torque to tighten that bottom bolt. So it's not very much. It's basically just get it snug and then give it a little whirl. I'm not sure what this part is called, but this has all your check valves in it. So your kit might come with these components. So you have a spring, this little pin, your stiffener, and then this little check ball. So what you do is you put your check ball in, put in your stiffener, put in your spring, and it all goes down inside of there like that. And then this little pin is gonna go inside of this hole to hold everything in. Now, how you get that in there is gonna be up to you. It's I use my awl to kind of hold the spring down, and then also slide the pin in. But I also have this little miniature screwdriver, kind of combination of two, you can get it all together. Okay, I got my cap assembled. It's all ready to go. It's pretty simple. There is 2 gaskets that go inside of here. There's one down there at the bottom where my index finger is pointing. There's that little metal clip that goes in there. It looks like it's made out of copper, but it just slides in there. It's really easy to get in. And then you got that last gasket that is closer to this end of the cylinder, I guess. This gasket up here, whenever it came with this tube, some reason it was down here, It doesn't belong there. It goes up here in this channel. So just make sure if you buy this from eBay or something like that, like I did, put it where it belongs. Make sure you oil everything up. Directions call for either 10W30 or 10W40. So this top cap has a seal. Now you can see there is, it's a copper and gasket, copper and rubber gasket that goes in there. This stainless steel washer goes on top of it, and then this check ring goes inside of that channel, inside of that groove up there, and everything gets locked in by that check ring. So that cap is completely assembled. So whenever I put this all together, I'm sorry I don't have a tripod, but this is going to slide on here up to wherever you want to slide it. I recommend keeping it kind of closer to this end, because you're going to have to manually push it down into there, and it's super tight because all these things have low tolerances. So it's easier if you just screw in when it's up higher than if it's down lower, because then you'll have to push the cylinder in further. The next step that you'll do when you're assembling your ram, I guess, this gasket goes on the bottom of here. There's a little collar that sits in. It sits right in that little lip. Get that in there. Then your check valve assembly will go in, facing up like this, and all of these components will go in there after that. So you'll have your collared washer that has that little step on it, because that goes into this stiffener, and then you have your spring that goes on there like that. Then you have your washer. Then you use this bolt and you torque it down to 15 foot-pounds of pressure. So I'm gonna go do that. All right, here we go. So the cap is on there. Slid it on and make sure that that ring didn't catch on the bottom of the ram. Got this tightened to 15 foot-pounds. And first thing for assembly, you need to make sure you take this out of your old cylinder tube. If you have compressor, all you gotta do is throw the compressor on this hole here and aim it over a bucket, because it's gonna come flying out. So I have the new gasket on here. You just simply drop this in here. It's not gonna slide in real easy because everything is tight. If you do get one of these, this one is really nice. It came with caps on both of these hydraulic connection points. There's one here and there's one down there. Take it out, because it's going to be hydraulically locked and you'll never get this in there. So I'm going to snap this together and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, here we go. Two fully assembled new trim cylinders. These lines, if you didn't know already, they're specific to each side. So if you're ordering stuff and you haven't done that yet, same thing with the trim cylinders. These two are, what, 87412, and this one is 87411. So I believe this is the starboard one, which is the 412, and this is the port one. So now I'm gonna go out and put them on a boat. These brass fittings or compression, they're very finicky. So what I like to do is whenever I start it, I will go reverse until it drops down, and then I'll start fitting it in slow and back and forth until I can tell that it's definitely seated properly, because you don't want to change that part on the boat, because I'm sure that's a big pain in the butt. I've never done it before, but that's it for me. Thanks for watching my first video. Maybe I'll make more.